Indigenes of Borno State, in their numbers on Wednesday, stormed the Unity Fountain, Abuja, protesting against the removal of Senator Ali Ndume as Senate Whip by the Senate. The Senate had last week Tuesday, on the strength of a request from the National Working Committee of the All Progressive Congress, through a jointly signed letter by the party's national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, and Secretary Senator Ajibola Basiru, removed Ndume as Chief Whip. Ndume, a member of the APC representing Bornu South in the Senate, was immediately replaced with Senator Mohammed Monguno, also an APC senator representing Bornu North. But Ndume's supporters, under the aegis of the Southern Bornu Development Association, led by one Muhammad Biu, insisted that his removal as Chief Whip was unjust, calling for his reinstatement. What is your take on this matter?
The right to protest is there, given to every citizen. Peaceful, I underline peaceful, okay. Peaceful protest. But I do not see the relevance of this protest, yes. Ndume came from a senatorial district. When he was suspended, that would have been the appropriate time for the constituencies, those constituents of Ndume, to have made that protest for removing Ndume from the National Assembly or suspending him. You are suspending the entire constituency, the senatorial zone.
Chief Whip, remove from Chief Whip.
No, there was, who was suspended before?
Senator Ningi was
suspended. Okay, Ningi, okay, sorry. Ningi, I apologize. Yes, I apologize. I think I was trying to mix up the two.
Okay,
yes.
He was removed as
he was removed. Removal of now he was not suspended, and therefore removal, making him one of the principal members of the House, was a privilege given to him by members of the House, albeit now through their political party, since political party has taken over the affairs of members of the House. Now, if that is the case, then I do not see the reason why the Bornu persons are protesting. That yes, it can be given. Even the Senate president can be removed tomorrow. And so, if he's removed for whatever reason, following the rules of the House, and is removed for whatever reasons tomorrow, do you say the Akwa Ibom people should come and protest? It doesn't call for that. The need for them to make the claims, to me, is not necessary. That need has not so far materialized.
Okay.
The only interest Senator Ndume, the only contract Senator Ndume holds with them is that they elected him as their senator. He still remains the senator. Whatever committee he shares, whatever principal office he holds, is at the privilege of the National Assembly members. In this circumstance, the Senate. For me, that protest was not well thought.
You think it has a political undertone?
Yeah. For whatever is a political environment, it's a political discussion we are talking about. I think some persons just want, maybe for one or two reasons, to create relevance in the system. But I do not see the effect that it will have in the reinstatement of Ndume.
All right.
It cannot be justified.
All right. What is your take on this?
You see, Choma, in politics, for every action taken in politics, people always want to take advantage and make a name for themselves one way or the other. You know, actions of politics give people relevance and give people irrelevance. Okay. Ndume was removed as Chief Whip. Ndume accepted, right? He made a public pronouncement that he has accepted the decision of the Senate and rejected the committee that he was moved to. For tourism. He rejected that, but accepted the fact that it has been removed, that it's okay, power comes from God. I read him, I listened to him on one of his videos, and that was okay. Coming out to protest for someone who has accepted that he has been removed. I mean, it seems like someone is crying more than they believe. You see, now, so it is, like my senior colleague has said, it is unnecessary, it is uncalled for, but like I laid the foundation, this is an opportunity for someone among those protesting to either make a name for himself. Yeah, I don't want to go direct. To make a name for him or herself, maybe in the face of Ndume, or whoever he thinks is relevant. They are protesting as Borno State. The person that was replaced in the same position is from Borno. So you see the conflict. Mungono that replaced Ndume, she's from Borno North.
While Ali Ndume.
So they are all Borno people. So why? So one person is the other. So it is, you know, it's no use. That's it's nonsensical.
All right. Now, but looking at it critically, he made a point that was very valid.
Okay.
Even though he made it in person and laughed over it, and he said, now the party appears to now have a stake in what plays out in the House. The party now has a stake in the National Assembly. When you look at things being done right in the grand scheme of things, should that be acceptable?
You see, the last time I was here, I think that issue was also a point of discussion. I said, I don't know what is right and what is wrong. What is right is what is written in the books. And the Senate or the National Assembly, as the case may be, has decided in their rule books, that this is the procedure. They decide how they want them to be led. They decided in their rule books. They work with the rule book. And if you go to the rule book, it says so and so positions will be recommended from the party. And then it will be made into voting first. If the party recommends, then it will not go into voting. It is at the voting point that you either lose. It is at the voting point that you either lose or you win. You know, so if the nomination is coming from the party, and if that process is outlined in the rule books, that's the rules and procedures of the House, then it's in order. It's in order. It's okay for me because all of them, they are politicians. They went there through political parties. We don't have independent candidates in Nigeria, at least for now. So all of them are politicians. They went there through political parties. So if they have decided that,
isn't that insulating this statement that is bandied around that in Nigerian politics is a function of the winner takes it all? Isn't that what is playing out?
No.
If the chief whip has to also come from the winning party.
You see, the chief whip is not about. Don't forget we have. Don't forget we have.
The ruling party enjoys higher benefits.
Yes, but by virtue of being a major, by virtue of majority, you have. Don't forget we have deputy chief whip who could come from the minority house. No, you cannot lead me when I'm ahead of you. I have majority in the house as a party, for example. If I'm a member of the PDP and I am the major number in the house, I am going to be the leader.
All right.
And of course, that will be set into voting, but I will still lead.
Yeah, right.
So it's not about winner takes it. It's just about it boils down to the voting. So even if you say I'm an opposition now and I want to contest, you will still lose because your party is not in the majority.
Right.
I think that is where I want to slightly disagree. We are looking at an evolving society. It is not in the rules of. It is not in the rules of the National Assembly, the Senator, that it is the ruling party that produces the leader of the House, that produces the Senate President. It is not in the rules. That is why they conduct, for the Senate President and the Deputy Senate President, they conduct election. But conventionally, it has been the norm, not only in Nigeria, where you see the political parties who are in majority because they tend to vote on party lines, not on personal capability, ideologies, and whatever. So if the major party brings a goat, in quotes, please, to lead as the Senate President, all lions in the same political party would vote in favor of that goat. But it ought not to be in a society where we say we want to develop. We can have the best mind from maybe a lone party member from one of these mushroom parties, elected from nowhere to be a member of the House. It could be the best mind at that material time to lead the House. But by these conventional procedures that we have adopted, it makes it impracticable. In fact, the rules also made it that a first-time senator cannot be the majority, the Senate President. Discriminatory. But because these things have not been challenged, we see them surviving. So it is not in the removal of Ndume was recommended by the party. The substitution, there was no election. He was removed on the recommendation of the party. He replaced on the recommendation of the party too. There was never an election.
Subjected to voice vote.
It was only read.
It was unanimously done.
Those in against say yes. Those who are saying, then those in support have it. That was it.
Whether the gravel, yes,
properly or not.
Whether was properly ruled or what the gravel, once the gravel displays, that is seen to be the decision of the House. So let's leave Akpabio's Senate for now. Whatever goes, goes. Let's leave his Senate for now. But I'm looking at the ideal. That is, yes, these things exist, but the ideal situation, how do we run? For the sake of our children, for us, our blood is so thick that we face Buhari, we survived. Right? Buhari said, when I will leave, you people will begin to clamor that I ordinarily...
it was Goodluck Jonathan.
No, Goodluck Jonathan made that statement. And it appeared, yes, it appeared that he was prophesying.
Yes.
And when it materialized, we saw him a prophet. Buhari made the same statement. It is just a year, some days, some months. Some persons have started clamoring for, I wish Buhari, because the good thing that if Buhari was to be existing up to now, subsidy would still be there.
And probably this boomerang effect.
This Indomie wouldn't have gotten to 350.
All right. Labour Party has accused the Nigerian Labour Congress, claiming that political opponents are paying them to undermine former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi ahead of the 2027 general elections. At a press conference in Abuja on Tuesday, the party's national legal advisor, Barrister Kehinde Edun, stated that the NLC has specifically targeted Obi rather than the party as a whole. He said, they are well aware of who will likely be chosen as the presidential candidate in 2027. He argued that the actions of the NLC are unlawful, citing specific sections of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Trade Union Act. Edun said, their attempts to take control of our party are unconstitutional, as outlined in sections 221 to 229 of the Constitution. Additionally, sections 15 subsection 1 to subsection 3 of the Trade Union Act explicitly prohibits the NLC from utilizing its funds for political purposes. Edun raised concerns about the source of funding for the NLC's disruptive activities, questioning whether the APC is paying them or if they are disregarding the law by utilizing union funds for political objectives. He pointed out that Section 15, subsection 3A of the Trade Union Act defines political objective as the making of any contribution towards the funds of any political party. Edun urged the NLC to cease these activities immediately. The Labour Party's press conference shed light on the escalating tensions between the party and the NLC, raising significant concerns for the upcoming 2027 elections. Jamala, what is your take on this?
I think I totally agree with Kehinde Edun.
All right.
That the Labour as a union,
Nigerian Labour Congress.
Yes, as a union, I think they tend to have deviating in their line of responsibilities. Now, there's a difference between a political party and a Labour union. The objectives are not the same. In fact, the objectives are apart. They cannot collide in any of. There are two separate ways. But recently, during the emergence of P2B and whatnot, after the Bure faction failed to achieve the intendment of some certain persons in the upstairs, we begin to see the Labour, the executive of Labour, coming to impose themselves on the political party. Now, when the political party was registered, I'm not aware that they were members of the board of trustees of that political party, Labour Party. The name, I've tried to make some findings to see where is these Labour leaders deriving their powers as to muscle powers with the leadership of the Labour Party. I'm trying to find out to what extent, when the Labour Party was formed, what was the agreement between the Labour Union and to that of the political parties? That is giving them the impetus to do what they are doing. Maybe until I find out, maybe my research has not been good enough. Thank God I have a good researcher here. Maybe I will just channel the work to him and see if he will give me better results. But the truth, there is no nexus between the labor organization and the political party. And it does appear that the actions of these labor union members are in contravention with the provisions of the Constitution, which asks them they are even not to be contemplating on political activities. But here we see them on the broad daylight. And then the government seems to stand aloof, as if there's nothing is happening. So it is reasonable in the circumstance to suggest that there may be external hands trying to, because it is clear the Labour Party have made it the faction, they somehow wanted to be factionalized through Abure. It failed through Apapa, yes, through Apapa. Then the Supreme Court decisions killed that Apapa's faction. Now we had the Abure. After the alleged Congress, there were disagreements to the extent that even the person they were laboring for somehow felt aggrieved by the process. But nonetheless, retracted that the party we cannot remain in disagreement and kill the party. And therefore, let's forge a new way. Then going forward, let's learn from the mistakes of the past.
But the Nigerian Labour Congress has instituted a transition committee.
You can only institute a transition committee. You can only institute a transition committee to a process or to a body that you have powers over. That is where my problem lies. Labour Union can only institute a transition committee over its own activities. So you feel you cannot overextending. That is my point. That's why I say maybe my research have not been good enough. Maybe that's what I'm saying. I want to know where they derive their power. I want to know where they derive their powers from. And if that is gotten, then we can now just oppose the decisions of the Congress of Abure and the Transition Monitoring Committee. Right. Which of the powers outweighs the other? But as it stands now, I think the leaders of the NLC are acting in contravention with the provisions of the law and even the Trade Unions Act.
Okay. Tsunami, what is your take on this?
You see, the Labour Party, I want to give you I want to lay a scenario. All right. If you go to a community that has no good thing coming out of the community, there are no national resources, there are there is no economy booming in the place. You see that the place is a very calm and cool place. No crisis, no nothing, no misunderstanding. Whoever is the chief can be the chief for 70 years, nobody cares because nothing is happening there. If you go to a place that is the reverse of the case, things are happening, you see that there will always be issues. The Labour Party, before Obi went in there, was a graveyard. And so since 2023 elections or so, that the Labour Party, Obi went there and that boomerang came up. And we had a major player in the political space of Nigeria. The Labour Party has become now a hub of issues every now and then. And that is because the Labour Party is now growing, to my own mind, because now they have senators, they have even though some of them are now defecting to the ruling party. So now, if they are growing, these things are expected. Before now, nobody knew that NLC was, as a matter of fact, interested in office, in the leadership of a political party. No, the NLC have claimed that Labour was founded by them. You know, they have claimed that they were the one that found Labour, and therefore they will take decisions of the party. And but if you go to the Constitution of Labour, you will see that these claims are neither here nor there. And so, for me, I am not seeing this as an issue, because I see that it is politics playing out.
And do you agree with Kehinde Idun that Nigerian Labour Congress is being funded, is being recognized?
I will not agree with him that. I will not agree with him that in that respect, because I do think that he did not present any facts to protest his points. That this is the facts I've seen. It's just an allegation he's making. You know, but I agree with him when he said that the Labour Party is contravening some of the provisions of the Trade Union Act. You know, but it is politics, and they should expect more. You know, Labour Party did their congresses in March, and the congress was done without press coverage. It was done without INEC, although INEC does not necessarily need to be there. They just need to be informed for a party congress, except for primaries that they need to be there. But for congresses, they just need to be informed, giving good reasonable notice. You know, but if a party is doing a congress, a national congress of that level, we have seen the PDP doing their national congresses in Abuja and Port Harcourt. We have seen the APC doing their national congresses in Abuja.
They don't have money now.
And others say, I'm coming.
They don't have money to call the meeting.
With the level we are in this society, you do not need money to call for the media. Even a normal, what's it called? A normal
birthday party.
Not a birthday party. A normal social media handle can help you spread the news, and it will be sufficient enough. And you know, but I have some friends who were part of the congresses. Okay. They were not allowed to go there with phones. Pictures were not allowed to be taken, and they did this. So you can see that for me, this is all politics playing out, and the Labour Party should be ready for it. They said they want to come and be part of the system. They are welcome. This is how the game is played.
Chama,
for me, this is politics for the Labour Party. They have now to show capacity that they can, as a matter of fact, we have seen divisions all over the misunderstanding all over APC here, PDP here, and whatnot. It's because these parties are big parties. So the Labour Party is trying to be a big party. And that is why it is what is happening is happening. It is be expected.
Right. Chama, see, my colleague is a politician. And so for every topic you bring up, you will bring in politics into it. I agree this is politics, but politics should be seen to be played by the members of those who are in politics. NLC members are not into politics. So they cannot move into distracting political actors. In the PDP, we see PDP members disagreeing with their party. In APC, we see APC members disagreeing with their party, or some persons in PDP trying to influence members of a political party to cause confusion. But you cannot tell me another company should be setting confusion in a political party. Right? You cannot tell me, let me even use a ministry in the government should be setting confusion because they are not permitted by law to do so. Let's allow the political actors to act. Abure was not, I don't know. I don't know why Abure keeps on. Apapa was never a member of NLC. He was a member of the Labour Party. So if you have his likes, where we have available, so many of them are available because of lacking in pocket power. So their conscience can be bought to set the confusion against the party. They have too many of them existing. If they want to play politics, yes, the maturity of a political party to some extent is tested by the level of the waters you have seen, you have crossed.
You are tested.
But let it be within the actors, not persons, not authorized by law to bring that distraction.
It's worthy of note. I want to ask some question. Now, Nigerian Labour Congress is laying claim to Labour Party, and they said that Labour Party is their brainchild. Now, the question would be, members of Nigerian Labour Congress, their affiliates, some of them are card-carrying members of other political parties and not Labour Party. Now, considering the fact that Nigerian Labour Congress is widespread, it has a big umbrella, it's spread across the 36 states, and has affiliates in practically almost every sector in Nigeria, then Labour Party should be boasting of the largest congresses, the largest number of persons.
If
but
ideally,
when you look at it critically,
yes.
Do you think that if Labour Party is allowed to float like it wants to float, it will positively affect Labour Party? That's on one hand. Now, like I asked the first time, if Labour Party actually is laying claim to, if Nigerian Labour Congress is laying claim to Labour Party, how come its affiliates and their members are members of other political parties?
You see, assuming without considering that Labour Party was the brainchild of the NLC, go back to their various constitutions. Yes, you may have midwifed the process of bringing this. Upon being established, it's like a father having a daughter or his son who has grown to the extent or even developed his own family by having his own, maybe conducting his own marriage. Then the father wants to say, no, because I am the one that brought you to the world, I will still superintend over your affairs in your own home.
Okay.
Does it work that way? It doesn't, unless you, even if you see in situations it works that way. I know you have a name for those kind of persons. But here we have a political party distinct from the labor union. They have their constitution. They have a process for which their leadership emerges. They have a process for removal. It is a unique body. If you want to sue Labour Party, you cannot sue NLC. Yeah. You sue Labour parties. And who are the members of the board of trustees? They are those recognized by the constitution and not the leadership of NLC. So there are two different persons. Like you rightly said, Labour Congress exists in the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT because they are workers of different organizations and sectors. But these persons are not automatic members of the Labour Party. It is not by virtue of your unionism that made you a member or makes you a member of the Labour Party. It is not. The Labour Party is open, just like APC, PDP, and the rest of them are open to others, to freely associate. And if you don't want to associate with them, they cannot also, by virtue of your being a member of the NLC, impose on you that you are automatic. It is not a Nigerian Bar Association that are by virtue of core, you're automatic member of that body. They are two different things. So it is the intentions of those who really want to cause trouble that they are bringing out these thoughts. But if you question, if you query these thoughts, you see that there is no connection at all. But like my colleagues have rightly said, it's politics. But let the politics be played by those who are politicians.
All right.